Good morning. So today we're going to review solving quadratic equations. So we know 3 ways that we can solve a quadratic equation. Okay. The first way is by factoring. Okay. So the quadratic has to be able to be factored to be able to do it this way. So remember, you get it equal to 0. And factor. Factor. Set factors equal to 0 and solve. Okay, so to use factoring, the trinomial, the 4-term polynomial, the 2-term polynomial has to be able to be factored. Okay. The second way is by the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula, any, can be used on any quadratic. Okay. Any quadratic, it has to be equal to 0, and then you use the coefficients. So it's going to be negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. Okay, so any quadratic can be used, any polynomial, you can use the quadratic formula. Okay, our third way is by the square root method. And this one's special because there is no b term. Okay, so remember, it is only the square term and the c term. Okay, so you're going to isolate the square, then take the square root of both sides. Okay, good deal. Alright, let's do some real quick. So this is just a quick review. So x squared minus 2x minus a 3 equals 0. So it's already equal to 0. It's 3 terms. So I'm going to try to do this by factoring first. So something has to multiply together to give me a negative 3 and add together to give me a negative 2. So what is that? Negative 3 plus 1? Or negative 3 times 1 and negative 3 plus a 1 down here. So that means that these can factor to x minus 3 times x plus 1. Set each one equal to 0. So x is going to be equal to a 3 and x is going to be equal to a negative 1. Okay. Alright, let's do another one here. Here we've got x squared minus 25. Here I've got the square term and I've got the c term. So I want to isolate. The easiest thing, I'm going to use the square root method. So I'm going to isolate the square term. So that means I'm going to move the 25 to the other side. So it's going to become a positive. And when I do that, then I'm going to be able to take the square root of both sides. So here I'm going to be left with x is equal to plus and minus. The square root of 25 is a 5. Okay. Alright. So number 3 here, I'm going to quickly check to see if I can factor. So it's equal to 0 already. So 3 times 5 is a 15. So does something multiply together to give me a 15 and add together to give me a negative 10? I can't think of anything. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula here. So a is going to be equal to 3. My b is going to be equal to a negative 10. And my c is going to be equal to a 5. So it's going to be a negative 10 plus or minus b squared, so negative 10 squared, minus 4 times a times c, all over 2 times a. So that's going to be a positive 10 plus or minus square root of 100 minus a 60 all over a 6. So it's going to be 10 plus or minus square root of a 40 all over a 6 there. Okay, I can't take the square root of a 40, so that's going to be 10 plus or minus, what, 2 square root of 10 all over 6. Okay, you could get a decimal answer here, so either way is the correct answer. Okay, all right. Now I want you to finish up those worksheets and have a great day.